When I was watching the video back and editing it, I realized how crappy the audio was, so I'm gonna work on that in the future, but apologies in advance. The rest of the video is gonna be way quieter than this. So, let's get into it. Take some quizzes. It's gonna be fun. I haven't taken one of these in a few years, I think, and usually I get INTJ or INFJ. Regularly make new friends. Yes, but I struggle to keep them. I get tired really easily. I'm super introverted. Spend a lot of your free time exploding various like random topics, and like I'll get really into one thing for a few months, but I spend a lot of time. I guess I'd put it in the middle, because it's never just like, oh, I see something once and I have to know everything about it. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. Absolutely. I hate it. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. I mean, yeah, like I've got like 3 backup plans right now for if I can't stay living where I'm living. I usually stay calm even under a no. I guess, I don't know, I feel like I appear calm most of the time, but if I'm around a lot of people, it just, no. Rarely introduce yourself to new people. Yep. Somebody else has got to do it for me. I hate it. Very sentimental. Yes, and I didn't used to think that about myself. I used to be the kind of person that was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not that person. But I totally am, because it upset me when I moved out of my parents' house when I came back later for like a holiday and they had redecorated my bedroom. And I literally have only stayed the night there twice, and once was because I had food poisoning in the last 5 years. Yes, I love lists and schedules. I have this notebook that I keep all my like daily lists. Like this is just a grocery list right here. And then I have like my bullet journal, which I've been doing since college, that has my like, you know, month, my little goals, and my day-to-day. Like I love this stuff. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Yes, it's not as bad as it used to be. I have more stamina now for trying again, but I definitely grew up for sure being the person that if I don't get it right in the first try, I'm not going to do it. Feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. I don't feel comfortable doing this at all. I do it because I worked in retail for so long, I just got used to it. We're not too interested in absolutely disagree. Discussing various interpretations and analyses of creative work. Case in point, I watched a 40-minute video on rhyme scheme in modern rap. I love Amy Winehouse. I love jazz in general because it's very sarcastic and you can definitely read into it if you want to. You're more inclined to follow your head than your heart? I don't think so. I think they're pretty much in line most of the time. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. Okay, so here's my problem with this question. Worry? Yes. Good impression? No. Like I don't need everybody to like me, but if you don't like me, go away. I've had to deal with people spreading rumors about me since I was about 12 years old. It still goes on to this day. It was definitely the worst up until I was 19. I want the person to see me the way I see myself and the way I want to be seen. If that means you don't like me, then cool, but I don't want you to talk shit about me or lie about me. So I would say, disagree. You enjoy participating in activities? No. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending? Yes. There was this one, I think it's called Zombie Cheerleader. I'm gonna look it up. I can spell. This one, Zombie Blondes. It's one of those everybody dies, what does it mean, kind of like unsatisfying endings. And it was also the first horror novel I ever read. It's a YA horror novel, but it's technically a horror novel. There's gore, there's some nasty shit. 1984, or the end of Infinity War before Endgame came out, and I was not a comic book reader. And I like fan fiction, so their happiness comes from helping others more than... I'm burnt out, so no. You are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. Yes, especially with fashion. I cannot pick. Like, I'm sure you can tell just even from looking at my past streams. Like, for the most part, when I stream, I tend to look a little exaggerated because I feel that I get more views. Or even my Instagram. If you could see my archive, or if you could see my Instagram from high school, I cannot make up my mind what style I want to have at all. There's antiques in my house, but then there's nerd shit, but then there's paintings, but then there's like hippie shit. Like, it's a mess. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Yes, I have had anxiety since I was 5. I am on medication. Avoid leadership roles in group settings. Yes, but they happen anyways. You're definitely not an artistic type of person. This is my art wall. And this is only some of the stuff. And this is about I think that's from college. These are from high school. That is from elementary school. You know, I've always been a creative person. Like, my makeup's always crazy, and I have a very strong sense with interior design. Like, when I was a kid, we redid my bedroom. It was so good. We redid my bedroom when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I wanted this like lime green, kind of watercolory, marbly looking wallpaper, and then all the accents were basically this shade of pink. So it was kind of like these colors, basically. These sticky notes are actually that old. And I wanted a yellow ceiling, not like a bright yellow, like a very washed out lemon meringue type of yellow. They were like, you're nuts. And then fast forward like 7 years after that, they painted the kitchen again, and they put yellow ceilings in the kitchen. Like, I know what I'm doing. I think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings. No, and I'm pretty sure I used to say in the middle or yes. I think people emphasize rationality to a point where they hurt themselves. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. Depends on what the chore is. Like, if I have to clean the space that I'm going to be using, yes. But otherwise, like, I kind of do on and off, like I take breaks. Enjoy watching people argue. No, I get angry. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. I don't know how to answer this. My job and my career goals are all about social media, pretty much, with the exception of music, but even that has to, like, I have to promote myself. I need attention online to do what I want to do. Like, I hate it at the same time. Everyone stares at me. And I grew up that way as well, like, being one of the minority, like, literally, visibly a minority. So I pretty much only try to get attention online. And even that, like, if I feel uncomfortable, I'll just start deleting stuff. Your mood can change very quickly. That's gotten better, but I would still agree. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Yep. Including myself, all the time. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. I used to. I still do with packing, so I'm gonna put it in the middle. You have always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death. Actually, no, it terrifies me. Like, I grew up Christian, and I also spent a lot of time with atheist friends growing up. It fucking terrifies me. Dying doesn't scare me, and talking about death or regrets or whatever doesn't scare me. The afterlife concept scares me. The way we experience time as humans is like point 1, point 2, point 3. Thinking about an endless eternity, whether it was black nothing or a heaven or hell, I know. But then thinking about reincarnation, like, no, I just want it to be done. It scares me. You usually prefer to be nope, get the fuck away from me. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. No, I need it. I will seek it out. I will start the conversation. You know what bores me? Talking about the neighbor. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. I'm gonna be honest and say no. I used to say yes because I actively seek out new points of view. I believe that the cause of most conflicts is people thinking that their experience is the default and refusing to acknowledge that it's not. And that includes me. And I didn't know that for a very long time, and I didn't accept it once I knew it for a very long time. Actually, no, I find it very difficult, and I actively have to work on it. Usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible, yes, and it gets me in trouble. Like, it's getting me in trouble right now. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. Yeah, actually, at this point in my life, after a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. I like going out to people watch and to dress in cute dresses, but I don't like socializing. I guess, kind of. Enjoy going to art museums, yes. I haven't been to one in quite a while. I think the last one I went to was the Museum of Glass in Tacoma, and that was in 2016, so it's been a while. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I don't think I do, but they think I do, so I'm gonna say neutral. Like to have a to-do list for each day? Yes. You rarely feel insecure. No. I am the most insecure person I've ever met, and most people I meet think I'm not because of how I dress. You avoid making phone calls. Not anymore. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views, that are very different from your own. In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. Not so much anymore. Your plans are interrupted. Your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes. You are still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. Not as much anymore, but yes. And we're saying a long time ago, we're talking like 15 years. Like, the only reason it bothers me less now is because I'm like, I was like 7. I really contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. No, I think about it all the time. Your emotions control you more than you control them. It's gotten better, but yes. Take great care not to make people look bad. What's happened over the years is that even now when I do that and it's justified and I don't care if anyone agrees with me, I still feel bad about it. Like I don't use names either. Like if I'm talking about something to somebody who's outside the situation, even if you could easily know who I'm talking about. My group is so small that there's no way you couldn't just know who I was talking about, but I still won't use their name. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organizing efforts. It's organized, but I have to have energy to do it. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. Love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. It depends on my mood. I like being in crowds because no one stares at you in a crowd. I hate being in groups, especially when the people kind of know who I am. Sometimes I want to go, like, you feel me? Sometimes I want to go to the bar on a Tuesday because nobody does. And there's no, like, people screaming at the sports. There's no drunk chaos. Then sometimes I want to go out and watch the drunk chaos. Like, or sometimes I want to go shopping on Black Friday. Like, you know? At first glance, how someone is feeling? No. I suck at that. Often feel overwhelmed. Yeah. Are very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. I don't know. I'm gonna go with neutral. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. Absolutely. You struggle with deadlines. No. Feel confident that things will work out for you. Not right now, to be honest. Yeah, okay. Very consistent over here. What's the difference? That seems accurate. I am definitely sensitive to stressors. You can become overly involved in the problems of others. If turbulent advocates become invested and then are not able to help to the degree they think they should. My mom tells me that when I was a little kid that I took off my gloves and gave them to. I don't remember this. Like, I was like 5. But what I do remember is crying to her in the basement about this girl and her family saying it's not fair. I was 5. What am I gonna do about poverty? Like, this is interesting. I've never gotten this deep. Likely to embrace change, but only within reason. Role, diplomat. I don't know. I kind of suck at navigating stuff. Self-righteousness or single-mindedness. Okay, that makes sense. That's me. Why are you hurting yourself? Do this thing differently and it wouldn't be in pain, and the other person takes it as like scolding them. I'm trying to help, but it does not sound right. I think we're gonna end the video now because I just scared myself. On the internet, activism speaks better, catch a hater, stretch it for he makes that reach. Articulate, prepared speeches, hit a man speak of the moments in his